There are more things to watch than ever before. New shows every week. New movies constantly recommended. Algorithms pushing whatever is trending right now. And yet some people don't move forward. They go back. Same characters. Same episodes. Same movies they've already seen more times than they can count. And when people notice, they ask the same question. Why do you keep watching the same thing? Psychology says that question misses the point. Because rewatching isn't about running out of options. It's about what the mind is asking for. The brain is not designed to chase novelty all the time. Its first priority is safety. New stories come with uncertainty. You don't know who gets hurt. You don't know what emotions are coming. You don't know how it ends. Familiar stories remove that uncertainty completely. You already know what happens. You know who survives. You know when the tension resolves. That predictability sends a signal to the nervous system that says, you're safe here. When life feels unpredictable, the brain looks for places it can control. A familiar show becomes one of those places. That's why people often rewatch the most during stressful periods. Not because they're bored, but because their mind is trying to stabilize itself. For others, the reason is exhaustion. Modern life requires constant thinking, decisions, problem-solving, emotional regulation. By the end of the day, the brain doesn't want to process anything new. New stories require attention. They require learning names, tracking plots, remembering details. Rewatching doesn't. The brain can relax because it already knows what's coming. It can exist without effort. This isn't entertainment in the usual sense. It's mental rest. For some people, familiar stories carry something even deeper. They aren't just watching a show. They're revisiting a moment in their life. A time when things felt different. When they lived somewhere else. When they were someone else, the story becomes linked to memory and identity. When they rewatch, they aren't reconnecting with the plot. They're reconnecting with a version of themselves that still exists in their mind. That's why the same scene can feel emotional years later. Not because the scene changed, but because the person watching it did. The story stayed the same. They didn't. And for some people, rewatching is about depth. The first time you watch something, you follow what happens. The second time, you notice why it happens. Expressions, timing, small moments that didn't stand out before. Once the outcome is known, the mind starts looking for patterns instead of surprises. These people aren't repeating the experience. They're deepening it. Each rewatch adds understanding. What all of these people share isn't avoidance or nostalgia. It's awareness. They know what calms them. They know what steadies them. They know what helps their mind reset. In a world that constantly demands attention and reaction, choosing familiarity can be a form of intelligence. And this behavior isn't unique. It's just one example of how everyday people adapt quietly to the pressure of modern life. That's what we explore here on Psychology of Everyday People. The small habits, repeated choices, and ordinary behaviors that reveal how the human mind actually works. If this made you recognize yourself, tell us what you always rewatch and what you think your mind is really looking for when you press play again. Thank you for watching. Like the video and subscribe to Psychology of Everyday People for more content like this.